How are you doing today, guys? I trust you are doing so well. Okay, yes, the topic for today is a very sensitive topic, and I want those who are investors, those who are developers, okay, and every stakeholders with respect to real estate to pay attention to this video. What are we discussing on today? Okay, the policies, government policies, and their impacts on the Nigeria real estate market in this year 2024. What are policies? Let's start from there. What are policies? Policy is the best word I can use to qualify policy. Is they are like compass. They are like compass. They are compass that you use in taking direction. Okay, so that is to inform you that policies are very important in whatever decision you want to make. As long as you live, you are doing business. As long as you are living or you are doing business in a state or a country. So you need to get to know what are the policies. What policies are they making? The political class. What policy are they making? So that it can help you to take decisions. As I often say, when you take decision, okay, when you take your real estate decision based on return on investment, it's not accurate. You need to take decision based on return on investment and the policy of that state or country you are trying to invest on. And that is the essence of this video. This video is only for this particular set of people, those who want to be updated with respect to Nigerian real estate growth. Okay, that is number one set of people, those who want to be updated with respect to Nigerian real estate growth. Likewise, those who are seeking opportunity, emerging opportunities in the real estate market. Okay, number three are the people who want to learn how to manage risk and challenges in real estate. Okay, number four set of people that this video are for are those who want to understand the right market entry points. Okay, and number five are those who want to understand that the best investment strategy they need to involve themselves in. Is it a long-time strategy or is it a short-time strategy, investment strategies? Okay, and likewise, the last set of people are those who need the assistance of real estate doctors enterprise limited team, okay, which is Read Up Homes team, in order to help them to take decisions with respect to their real estate investment decision. That is why, as I often say, we are in the business of making life beautiful. So if you need our services with respect to land banking, you need our services with respect to site and servicing scheme, you need our services with respect to buying of property, okay, in Nigeria, in Dubai. Very soon we are looking forward to UK and USA. Okay, wherever you need your decision, you need assistance with respect to decision, you want to buy property, you want to invest in real estate, and is between the scope, management, land banking, site and servicing, rates, okay, etc., etc. Anything that has to do with real estate, and you need our assistance, please kindly keep in touch, kindly contact us, okay, so that we can be of service to you. As I've said, this video is for those who want to be updated with respect to real estate growth, those who are seeking emerging opportunities in real estate, those who want to know how to manage the risk and challenges in real estate, those who want to understand the right market entry point, and likewise those who want to understand the best investment strategy if they need to go long term or they need to go short term, and those who don't want to take decision based on our ignorance, but they want the help of Real Estate Doctors Enterprise Limited team, Read Up Homes team, in order to support them, in order to back them up with respect to their decision. The fact is, in 2024, several government policies in Nigeria have had significant impact on the real estate market, influencing everything with respect to property prices to the overall investment climate. Okay, below I will be sharing key policies that governments have taken, and I will be sharing with you the implication, the effect of those policies. Okay, as I've said earlier on, if you want to make any decision with respect to real estate investment in any part of the world, not just Nigeria, in any part of the world, don't just focus on the return on investment only, but likewise focus on the policy of that state or focus on the policy of that country before you can take a decision. Because see, the return on investment might be juicy, but the policy might eat up the return on investment. That is why you need to pay enormous attention with respect to this, what I want to discuss with you today. Let me share a story with you, and this story will help you. There was one of my friends who contacted me with respect to he wanted to invest in real estate, and one of the things that helped me to take decision for him was based on the policy at that moment. He wanted to invest some money. He said he wants to buy a property, and as far as I'm concerned, with respect to the policy and with respect to the capital he has at that time, it won't be advisable for him to invest in property. There are times you don't need to invest in property. There are some things you need to invest in. It might be rates, which is REITs rates, okay, with respect to real estate. That might be the best decision you can take at that time. And why did I tell him to invest in rates at that time? Is based on the policy, based on the policy of the government. See, every investors, every developer, every stakeholders, they take decision with respect to the policy. The policy is what boosts. It's what boosts. The policy has a way of creating an advantage to your return on investment. Okay, so as I've said, follow me up with respect to these policies that we want to discuss about. Okay, so the first policy we'll be discussing on today is the Land Use Act and Land Acquisition Policy. Okay, the Land Use Act of 1978, which vests control of all lands in the hands of the state government, continues to shape the real estate market. It continues to shape the real estate market. How does it continue to shape the real estate market? With this policy, one, it shaped the real estate market in the sense that it helps the developers and government to eliminate all these people we call omonile. Okay, like all these omonile, no matter the land, no matter transactions you do with omonile, based on this Land Use Act of 1978, you still have to go back to the government and complete the transactions with the government. With this Land Use Act, it creates competition within states. Okay, as I often say, any state that is very smart now, any governor that is very smart, one of the ways in which they can compete is by creating good policy. Okay, policy that people will take decision with, and they will neglect return on investment. For example, if a state has a very high return on investment, but their policy is not good with respect to land banking, it's better for you to go and invest your money in a state with good policy with respect to land banking. It's better for you to go and invest your money in a state that has a good documentation process with respect to how you can secure your C of O. Okay, so these are some of the benefits of this Land Use Act. And likewise, it gives the government, the state government, the autonomy to take decision, to get to know what is happening with respect to the land. That is why you see that at the end of every transaction, despite you having a C of O, a certificate of occupancy on your land, but based on this 1978 Land Use Act, you still need to go back to the government and apply for a governor consent. All this decision is based on the Land Use Act of 1978. That is why, despite you having a government deed of assignment from the land user, from the landowner, you still need to redo your survey, okay, in cases. And likewise, you still need to do your excision. All these things is based on Land Use Act of 1978, which gives the government autonomy to control every land within the state. Where the issue is, has to do with land acquisition policies, and it is a very big room. It is a very competitive opportunity for each state to act on. So the challenge is land acquisition, okay, which is land titles. Okay, land title needs to be more efficient and transparent. Likewise, the building approval. The process in which we use in getting building approval needs to be more efficient and more transparent. Okay, it needs to be more transparent. Okay, because this issue of land title processing, okay, it contributes to delays and increased costs for we real estate developers. Okay, and it really affects off-plan developers a lot. Okay, so if I want to, any state government that maybe because your state is not included in the urban area, okay, you can compete by creating policy that will favor real estate sectors, real estate branches like land banking, okay, like site and services scheme, okay, which I mean investment that has to do with long term. Okay, so try compete as much as possible to create policy, great policy. And you investors, you developers, when you see states that have good policy, this outside return on investment, it's a very good place to invest in. Okay, but with respect to what Lagos State government is doing presently, the good news is there is an ongoing discussion around reforming this act. Okay, this land acquisition act. Okay, they are working as much as possible, and it is, as I often say, it will be better for the government to look into that, because these are things that drive investors away from the state. Okay, as I often say, see, God created the world, and when God created the world, He handed over it with the resources. He handed it over to government. Okay, and government needs to have this at the back of their mind that real estate developers, investors are major stakeholders in creating an habitable environment. Okay, so the second policy we want to discuss about is something that is very common, and it has been affecting investors and developers. And that is why, before I go into discussing this policy, which has to do with foreign exchange regulation, which we call forex. Okay, if you are an investor and your developer is asking you for more funds with respect to the state of the development, the state of your construction, please be kind to them to support them. Okay, I believe that no developer that will want to surcharge you willingly, but it's based, the reason why they are doing this is because of this foreign exchange regulations. And you know that a higher percentage of most of the materials that we use in developing are being imported. They are being imported. So before the Central Bank of Nigeria has maintained its stringent foreign exchange forex policies, okay, particularly regarding the importation of construction material, given that a significant portion of the building materials is imported. Okay, these forex policies have led to increased cost for developers, Okay, the fluctuating exchange rate have also made it more expensive for foreign investors to participate in the Nigerian real estate market. Okay, and which is potentially dampening foreign direct investment (FDI), which you know. So the reason, if you look at, you will see that a lot of foreign investors. I have a client who I was talking to, who I discussed with, who lives abroad, who wanted to invest in Nigeria. I told him he should come and invest in Nigeria. But at the end of the day, when we looked at the amount, the exchange rate of him bringing dollar into Nigeria, and at the end of the day, the return on investment, or when we make the money, and when we convert the profit into dollar, how much is it going to make? Okay, and one of the things that I always advise people is, if you know that you have need in Nigeria, invest in Nigeria in naira for your naira need. And if you have foreign exchange need in dollars, likewise invest in wherever you are. But try as much as possible to invest in Nigeria, because your investment has advantage to the development of the country. And this very person, this very investor, was one of the reasons why we decided that we need to expand into Dubai market, because the foreign exchange policy in Dubai is to at the advantage of whatever investment you want to invest in. So as I've said, please, if you have a developer, if you have someone that is constructing a project for you in Nigeria, and at this point in time, that developer, that engineer is demanding for more funds, please be kind to them, to support them. The reason why they are demanding for additional funds is based on this foreign exchange regulation policy. I believe you guys are learning something. So this will take us to our third discussion, to the third policy. So the third discussion is based on mortgage financing and interest rates. Okay, and any average Nigerian mortgage rate is 22.04%. So government policies surrounding mortgage financing continue to evolve. Why there has been efforts to improve access to affordable mortgages, okay, high interest rates remain a barrier for many Nigerians. Okay, as I've said, the average Nigerian mortgage rate is 22.04, okay, which the interest rate and accessibility is why we seek for individual help. But the government has tried as much as possible. I was watching Channels TV yesterday, and someone was saying that the house that they are living in one axis of Lagos was because of the advantage, the source of that investment was based on their father, the opportunity that their father, that government gave to their father through the Federal Mortgage Banking of Nigeria, FBN, which is called FBN. Okay, that was where their father got the money, which they used in investing in real estate. Then that was like 1970s. Okay, but this thing is not I'm not saying the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria is still available, okay, and it's introduced as a scheme aimed at increasing access to mortgage financing, but the uptake has been slow due to higher costs of borrowing. Okay, this has impacted affordability, accessibility of housing for middle and lower income segments of the population. Okay, but as I've said, the issue with respect to this Federal or mortgage banking of Nigeria is the process in which you can use in getting that mortgage is very slow. And I think their interest rate is 6% per annum. Okay, the government needs to do more in whereby the accessibility, this process in which, and this process is what leads to corruption, okay, because this process is quite slow. Okay, this process needs to be computerized so that this can help in creation of creativity, in production of more housing deficit. Okay, so this mortgage finance interest rate, which is 6%, is good, but the process is quite slow. So this is one of the policies. This is one of the policies that is affecting that if you want to invest into Nigerian market, these are some of the things that you need to look into. And number 4 of our discussion is infrastructure development policies. Okay, the Nigerian government focus on infrastructure development, such as construction of new roads, bridges, and public utilities. Okay, has had a positive impact on the real estate market, especially in urban areas. Okay, these infrastructure projects have made certain regions more attractive for real estate development, driving up property values. Okay, however, the uneven distribution of infrastructure projects has resulted in disparity in real estate growth across different regions. Okay, the infrastructure development in some states like Lagos State, that is why you see a lot of investors in Lagos State. In Abuja, that is because of this infrastructure development, because of these things, these infrastructures that boost real estate development. In other states, in states like Lagos, as I said, Abuja, likewise Port Harcourt. Okay, these are reasons why investors are migrating, they are moving to that axis of the country. For example, I was going through some research yesterday with respect to United States of America. I was studying their urban population by state yesterday, and I noticed that only 4 states have majority rural population, which means the population of those states are 50% urban share of the population. Okay, so among many reasons people migrate is infrastructure development. The government should try as much as possible to look into the infrastructure development of each state. Okay, and each state governors look at Abia is trying as much as possible to bring in development, and because of this, a lot of real estate developers and investors, they are looking into that market. Okay, so if you want your state, if you want to attract investors into your state, if you as an investor, you want to look into what are the policies, what are the things, what are the policies that I need to look into before I take my real estate decision outside return on investment. One of the things you need to look into is mortgage financing and interest rates. Okay, infrastructure development and policy, land use act. Okay, land use act is one of the things you need to look into. And when you want to deal with country, foreign exchange regulations is one of the things you need to pay enormous attention into. Don't just take decision based on return on investment. The return on investment might be huge, might be sweet, might be juicy, but all these policies are things that you need to pay enormous attention into. And why am I doing this video? I'm doing this video in order to help you, in order to aid you with your real estate investment decisions. Okay, so that at the end of the day, outside looking at the return on investment on the proposal that is being sent to you, you need to ask for the policy. And as a real estate salesperson, as a realtor, as a real estate developer, some of the things that you will use in taking your decision, that you will use in taking decision with respect to prescribing to your client are these policies, okay, which are law regulations, which are based on land law regulations, okay, land regulations and forest exchange, mortgage financing and interest, and likewise infrastructure development. I believe you guys are learning something. So now we go into our number. The number 5 is taxation and real estate investment trust, which I discussed, which I said rates, which I shared with you at the beginning of this video, that there are some time that you don't need to invest into land, but what you need to invest into might be rates, which I share with you on how I advised one of my friends, okay, who happens to be my client. Okay, so see, tax policy have also played a role in shaping the real estate market. The government stance on capital gains tax and property taxes affect the profitability of real estate investment. Additionally, there has been growing interest in real estate investment trust rates as means of investment supported by favorable tax policies. Okay, this has provided investors with an alternative means of gaining exposure to the real estate market without direct property ownership. Okay, that is why I share with you guys in my previous videos. I prescribe Redoc Invest, I prescribe GVest, I prescribe Landvest to those who has interest. Okay, so this is one of the things you need to, when it comes to taxation with respect to real estate in Nigeria. Taxation favors developer. Taxation favors developer a lot. And if you are looking at that, okay, I don't want to invest my money in development. That was why I was citing the example of that my friend who I told, the client who I told that he shouldn't invest in houses now. He should look at investing in rates. We have other rates options like we have UPDC rates, okay, UPDC foods, okay. This is UAC food. They are real estate companies, UPDC. They have rates. Their rate is even registered with Nigerian Stock Exchange. Okay, likewise we have Sky Charter Hybrid. Okay, we have Sky Charter Hybrids, and we have Union Homes rates. Okay, all these people, they are all registered under Nigeria Exchange Limited. So if you are looking at, okay, I don't want to invest my money, I don't want to invest my money in buying property. One of the things that as far as Nigeria is concerned, that is favorable to developer is taxation. Okay, taxation in this country is one of the things that is still helping developers. So if you are looking at what are the things outside return on investment, what are the policies that I need to put and pay attention into, is taxation. Okay, is taxation and real estate investment trust. Okay, so that takes us to the last policy discussion that we'll be having today, which has to do with affordable housing initiatives. Okay, the Nigerian government has launched several initiatives aimed at increasing the supply of affordable housing. This includes partnership with private developers and efforts to streamline the land acquisition process for affordable housing projects. However, the impact of this initiative has been limited due to persistent challenges such as high construction costs, which I've discussed earlier on, financing constraints. Okay, as a result, the gap between the demand for affordable housing and available supply remain significant. It is something that the government and the stakeholders with respect to real estate, they are working enormously on. And that is why you see developers like us, we are asking you to partner with us in order for us to partner with us, in order for us to go into bigger, huge development. Okay, for example, if you want to, based on the law or the Land Act, okay, of Nigeria, it's advisable that if you want to invest into land banking, if you want to invest into site and services scheme, it's better you invest into land that have good titles like C of O, like governor consent. And that is why we seek your assistance, we seek your collaboration, we seek your partnership with us, okay, so that because this project, this going into this aspect of real estate is quite expensive, it's quite enormous, okay, and that is why there's one of our video we put out there. We are seeking for minimum 5 billion naira in order for investors like people partner with us in order for us to achieve the vision together. Okay, so please, one of the things that you need to pay so much attention is, as I've said, is one, land use act, okay, and land processing, the process in which you go into land, in which you get your title government with respect to land use act and land acquisition. Number two is foreign exchange regulation, okay, especially when you want to deal with countries, you need to look into their policy with respect to foreign exchange regulation. Number three is mortgage, okay, mortgage and interest rate, okay. Likewise, infrastructure development, this state that I want to invest my money into, this country that I want to invest my money into, what is their policy with respect to infrastructure development? These are things you need to pay enormous attention into. Likewise, taxation and real estate trust, you need to look at the policy with respect to taxation and real estate investment trust. Likewise, affordable, what is their policy with respect to affordable housing initiative? And that is where the government has a lot to do with partnering with real estate developer. As I often say, the foundation of real estate in development is site and services. The government needs to pay attention into developers that are ready to key into site and servicing scheme. And likewise, the government needs to try as much as possible to look into their land acquisition laws, okay, so that it can be easy. They will make it easy, because if you are investing into land banking, I always advise people that when you are investing into land banking, it's better you invest into land that has minimum title, like a survey or deed of assignment, okay. Within the number of years, you can process them into C of O. So the government needs to try as much as possible to put a regulation that will favor each party. And what is the need? Why you need to do that is so that you can attract investors into your space, into your state, into your country. So in conclusion, with respect to all these policies that I've shared with you, which of these policies is of immense benefit with respect to you? Which of the policy you can take advantage of if you want to invest in any state in Nigeria? Which of these policy can you take advantage of if you want to invest in any country? So in conclusion, as I've said, government policies in 2024 have had a mixed impact on Nigeria real estate market. It has a very huge mixed impact. And what do I mean? Why infrastructure development and tax incentives have fostered growth in certain areas. Okay, infrastructure development and tax incentive. Okay, that is why I discussed with you with respect to rates, ROEITS. It favors a lot of investment with respect to Nigeria. Okay, but the challenges related to land acquisition. Okay, land acquisition, the process in which we use in getting land is too demanding. Okay, it's too demanding. It's the time frame is too high, and it's affecting the return on investment for developers. Okay, so the land acquisition, foreign exchange, and mortgage financing continue to hinder broader market. So, as I've said, for investors and developers, staying informed about these policies is crucial for navigating the complexity of Nigeria real estate market. I believe you guys have learned something. Okay, so with respect to what I've discussed with you, with respect to the policy I've made mention of, let me run through those policies again. Number one is Land Use Act and land acquisition. Okay, which I said the Land Use Act with respect to Nigeria is quite favorable, but the land acquisition is where the problem is. But as of now, a lot of reformation is going on with respect to states. States are trying as much as possible so that the process of land acquisition can be controlled. And likewise, with number two is foreign exchange regulation. That is why you are saying that a lot of states, Nigerian CBN, they are trying as much as possible to clear backlog. One of the reasons why they are trying as much as possible to clear backlog is so that the exchange rate can be stabilized. Okay. Number three is infrastructure development. A lot of states in Nigeria, they are trying as much as possible to bring in infrastructures into their state, because they know that when there are infrastructures, a lot it attracts investors into the country. And number three is mortgage and tax. Mortgage and interest rate, where I discussed about the federal mortgage banking of Nigeria. Okay, how it has favored those in the past, and if the government can try as much as possible to increase it, and they have one of the best interest rates, which is 6% per annum. If the government can try as much as possible to speed the process of we developers getting interest, which investors can use in getting interest, it will be of immense benefit to the state, to the investors, and it will serve as a way in which interest people can invest into the state. Okay, likewise, affordable housing initiatives. Okay, affordable housing initiative is one of the things that the policies we discussed about. Likewise, we discussed about taxation and real estate investment trust, which I said is very, very good. And for my conclusion, I've said that it has mixed impact with respect to the Nigerian government policy has mixed impact, and areas in which they are of advantage is infrastructure development and tax incentives. But with area with respect to land acquisition, foreign exchange, and mortgage financing, the government needs to try as much as possible to look into that sector. And you, as an investor, am I telling you not to invest? Am I discouraging you from investing? No. Every country, every state has their own disadvantage. All these policies are, there are states that there are countries, there are states that these policies are disadvantage. You as an investor, you as a developer, why am I doing this video for you? I'm doing this video in order for you to be informed, so that you can create a pattern. You can use the policy to your own advantage. Okay, with this policy, you can look, okay, with this policy, do I need to invest into land banking now? Do I need to invest into site and servicing? Do I need to put my money in rates now? Or do I need to put my money in development, in residential, commercial, or industrial real estate? That is the essence of this video, is to aid you to look beyond return on investment, but for you to stay informed with respect to the policy of the state and the country. I will please try as much as possible to share this video so that I can bring in more. You can encourage us to bring in more videos, more information with respect to real estate. And as I've said, please try as much as possible to contact us. You have any real estate decision you want to help, you want us to help you with, please feel free to contact us. Send us a DM, give us a call on 0814 028 5704. Okay, and we will be of immense benefit with you in order to take the best decision that will help your return on investment. I believe you've learned something today. Thank you till you hear from me again. Bye for now.